very different from getting dressed up and going live in person and just showing up and just having to be present. It requires a commitment, right? It requires a commitment to log into your computer, to open up that link, to sit down and watch it, and to pay attention to it. And then not only that, it requires at some point in that night to actually click through, donate, and to do those kinds of things. And so I think one of the great things was obviously the way that things were set up, that people didn't have to navigate away from the page, which was one of the reasons why we decided to build it in the fundraise page, so that the donation, like if the pop-up would just come up and people didn't have to leave, because we didn't want them to miss the program. But it was for sure tough. There were some people where, again, this works better because they actually got to sit down with their families and watch it, whereas they typically would not bring their family to a gala.
Right.
And for others, I do think it was a little bit different. It was harder to captivate and engage people. I think some people dropped by and tuned in for parts of it, or said that they would come back and watch it later on. And so my director of development did a really excellent job, as he would every year in a regular kind of gala season, following up, making sure people are going to show up, encouraging them, trying to do everything that he could to make it as seamless of an experience, to help them to, one, set up their own fundraising page, to two, be able to invite all of their friends and networks. And by even doing fun things like having a quote unquote virtual table. Hey, do you want to invite people to sit at your virtual table with you? Some of our friends on social media, different sort of influencers, and folks like that really support what we do. It was the same thing. It was really cool that they were like, hey, come sit with me at my virtual table, and invited their audience and followers to come and kind of participate or to donate to their personal fundraising pages too.
Yeah.
So I think there was a bit of a transition to try to get the usual crowd to fully engage in this. But again, I think the trade-off was that we were able to engage a lot more of an audience that typically wouldn't have been able to come to our in-person galas.